Welcome. My name is Kailey. This will be an approximately 50-minute Vinyasa flow style yoga practice. When you're ready, you can meet me on your mat. I'm going to start lying face down with a little pillow for my forehead by stacking my hands right underneath my forehead. If there's another shape that feels like a better place for you to kind of get centered and grounded and just feel your body on your mat, please land there. There's enough tension and stress going around. And so setting the intention right out the gate this morning or whenever you're joining me to take care of yourself, to let this practice be about building yourself up and coming from a place of kindness as opposed to stressing the body out any more than it already may be. And if you're feeling great, awesome. Same applies. Once you do land in whichever shape you're opening your practice in, the first thing to do is to notice where you can feel your breath in your body. It might be a really soft connection with the breath. It's fine if the breath is shallow or quick right now. Just start to connect to that ebb and flow. See if we can lengthen the breath just a little bit here. So next inhale, take a breath in for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath just for a moment. And then slow exhale for the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the exhale just for a moment. We'll do another couple rounds like that. Breathe in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Breathe out for 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Again, take a breath in. Pause. Breath out. Go ahead and resume normal breathing. If you're not already on your front side, go ahead and meet me there. Feet are going to be about hips distance apart back behind you, maybe a little bit wider. And then create a W shape with your arms. You can lift the head just a little bit, but look down toward the top of your mat or right underneath your nose here. I'm going to warm up the upper back and the shoulders. So head is up off the mat gently. Lift the palms. So the palms are floating above the mat here, above the sides of the mat rather. And then squeeze the shoulder blades a little closer together. So it's almost like you're kind of flapping your arms like wings. We're getting into some rotator cuff muscles and some of those spinal extensors. Take a squeeze at the top. And then reach the right fingertips back toward the outside of your right hip. Look over your right shoulder. Keep that left shoulder blade pulling back and down toward the spine. Bring the right hand back to that starting position. Lower just a little bit. Lift up. Give the shoulders a little squeeze. Maybe the elbows come just a bit closer to the body. And then stretch your left hand back behind you. There's a cat here. Left hand back behind you. Over the left shoulder. Not straining. Come back to that W shape. Lift the elbows and the shoulders. And then reach the right hand back, look over your right shoulder. So we're just going to move side to side like this. Inhale to lift. Exhale as we sweep the hand back. If you have a pet that you're practicing with, make sure you include them in your practice. Otherwise, they will get even more insistent, I've found. We're going to take it one more to each side. It's super important to warm up through the mid and upper back. And then go ahead and lower all the way down. Recreate that little pillow with the back of the hands. Let the muscles alongside the spine between the shoulders melt. Take a deep breath into the space between the shoulder blades if you haven't already. And then meet me on your hands and your knees. Upper back is nice and warmed up here. Wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Circle the shoulders over the wrists. Find some space in the lower back here, so make sure you're not dumping into the low back. Switch the direction of those circles. Really feel your hands on your mat. Come through center, tiny little tip to the tailbone up toward the ceiling. Let your chest drop down toward your thumbs and then tilt the chin up. So maybe coming into about 50% of your full range of motion here in your cow stretch. Take a breath in. Tuck the tailbone toward the knees, push the hands down, chin toward the chest as you find cat, and exhale, give your head a gentle little shake, soften through the sides of the neck and the jaw. Come back to cow, inhale as you energetically glide your hands toward your knees. And then cat pose, exhale, energetically glide your hands up toward the top of the mat, really round through the upper back. Take 2 more rounds here on your own. See how deliberate you can be with this movement. You sync it up with the breath. You find that sweet spot where you're not forcing or pulling, just letting the body flow, right? Remembering that intention to move from a place of kindness and self-care. Come through neutral here. Bring the right hand more toward the center underneath your chest and then reach the left arm back. Circle through your left wrist. You can shift some weight back toward your shins if it's too much on the right wrist. Switch the direction of those circles. Bend the left elbow. Inhale as you draw that elbow up. And then exhale, thread the needle. Long breath out. Rest all the way down into it. Come back up, bent elbow, inhale. Thread the needle, exhale. One more, and we'll hold. Take your time to settle into a threaded needle. Take about 3 cycles of breath here. You can add on bringing that right arm up and maybe corkscrewing the right arm. Or bring the right hand down underneath the right shoulder for a little bit of support. But feel into the space behind the left shoulder and the upper back on the left side. We're going to come all the way into a side plank variation from here. So right hand underneath right shoulder. Press into that right hand, stretch the left leg back behind you, and then lift the left arm up. You can come to the knife edge or the sole of the back foot there for a little bit of support. Let the right ear kind of dangle toward the right shoulder. And then circle that right arm a couple times. Feel free to bend the elbow, just checking in with the shoulder socket. Let the right wrist, or the left wrist, excuse me, be nice and relaxed. Switch the direction of those circles. Take the left arm forward, let the left shoulder kind of reach toward the left ear. Go really long through your spine, breathe in. Bring that left hand down, find a 3-point high plank. So the right leg is gonna lift back behind you. You're on the ball of the left foot, the palms are rooting down. Right knee, right elbow. Squeeze it in tight and then press it back. 2 more times, find your core, try and keep the low back, the hips in line with the shoulders. Last one, bring that right leg back. Start to pivot to the outside of the left foot, bend the right knee, find your wild thing. So the weight shifts to the left hand and the left foot. Reach the right arm up and overhead. Deep breath in, find some space in the stretch. As you exhale, find high push-up, shift onto the tippy toes, rock forward and backward. We're gonna lower down in 5. You can always drop the knees and be rocking here. 4, 3, 2, slow and controlled, lower down on 1. All the way down here. Come on to the tips of the fingers and the toenails. Find a regular cobra stretch here. Breathe in. Feel that your chest could lift just as high, even if you moved your hands off the mat, so you're not pushing, you're lifting. And then hands and knees on the exhale. Take a couple breaths here. Shake it out a little bit. Reset the hips and the pelvis. Maybe circle over the wrists. And we'll do that little sequence on the other side. When you're ready, bring the left hand just a little bit more toward the center. Inhale, the right elbow bends. Exhale, thread the needle. Work on lengthening your breath here so you have time to come in and out of the stretch. Inhale, elbow comes up, chest lifts a bit. Exhale, thread it under. One more and we'll hold it. And Take a moment to settle into the version of this stretch that's going to be best for you today. And then breathe in a way that helps you find a little bit more space in the right side of the upper back. Take one more long breath. And stay for the exhale. We're going to move to that side plank variation. So left hand underneath left shoulder. Reach the right leg out and the right arm up. Make sure you've got a nice stable foundation. I always like to bring that left foot back a little bit so it's not a straight line, a little bit more solid. And then take some gentle circles, warming up through the right shoulder. The upper body is going to be really nice and warmed up after this. Switch the direction of those circles. I promise we'll be doing some lunges and get the lower body some attention very shortly here. Reach that right arm forward, go really long through the spine, including lengthening the crown of the head away from the sternum. And then it might feel really good to drop the left ear toward the left shoulder. See if you can find a little bit of release that way, but keep pressing through the knife edge of your back foot. Big breath in. 3-point high push-up. Right hand underneath the right shoulder, left leg floats back behind you. Hips in line with the shoulders, and then 3 times. Left knee, left elbow, take it back. Left knee, left elbow, take it back. One more time, knee to elbow. Back, start to rotate to the outside of the right foot for your wild thing. Follow the left foot drops behind you, lift the left arm up. Lots of space across the front side of the chest and ribs. Breathe in. High push up and pause. One more time, rock forward and backward. Warm up through the ankles and the calves. Shift all the way forward if you can. Take a big breath in, and then slow, controlled, lower down. Cobra pose when you get there. Inhale, pull up through the back body, through the muscles alongside the spine. Maybe float the hands just to do a little check about the muscle engagement. Downward facing dog this time. Take your time to get there. Move around a little bit in any way that feels good in your down dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Shake out any cobwebs in the head, the neck, the jaw. And then really press the floor away with your hands. Let your shoulders lift toward the ears a bit. So we're not trying to squeeze the shoulder blades back and down in downward facing dog. When you're ready, look toward the top of the mat, lift your heels up, and then take a walk to the top for a ragdoll. Feet about hips distance apart here. Nice generous bend in your knees. You can catch the crooks of the opposite elbows. Find a little sway. Check in with any tension in the back of the legs. The hamstrings feel real tight today. Just make a mental note of that. So we're not going to force or strain, just letting the body unfold to whatever degree it feels is right today. Relax the fingertips down if they were caught in the crooks of the opposite elbows. And then adjust your feet about hips distance underneath you, maybe a little closer. Bring the palms underneath the knees. Find a halfway stretch here. Breathe in. Go ahead and squeeze the shoulder blades onto the back. Squeeze them toward the spine. Same kind of action that we found with that very first warm up. Catch the calves as you exhale. Tuck the chin toward the chest. Press into the balls of the feet. Heels stay down, but weight shifts toward the toes. Halfway stretch again. Inhale. So work with your breath. Forward fold. Exhale. Chin tucks toward the chest. Weight toward the toes. One more like that. This time, bring your hands to your hip creases. Keep the knees soft as you unroll. Vertebra by vertebra, the chin is the last thing to come up. Push the floor away with your feet. Feel nice and anchored. Arms lift overhead as you breathe in. Try and come up onto the balls of the feet or the tippy toes. Make sure that the heels are in line with your toes so the heels aren't tickling in or out here. Stretch just a little taller through the wrists. And then bring the hands to your heart. Drop the heels to the floor. Let the eyes soften or close. Take a steadying, centering breath here. Big full inhale through the nose. Let the breath fill the belly and then move up into the ribs and the chest. When you're ready, open your mouth, let it go. Blink the eyes open. Surya Namaskar A. Reach the arms up. Take a breath in. You might start to move the eyes up. Fold forward as you breathe out. Keep your eyes toward your shins or toward your belly. Halfway stretch. Look about a foot in front of your toes here. Breathe in so the back of the neck is nice and long. Keep your eyes there as you plant the hands. Step back to high push up and lower down. Cobra or upward facing dog, your choice. Look forward or maybe slightly upward. Inhaling, engaging the muscles alongside the spine. Downward facing dog as you exhale, look toward the toes, the knees, or the navel. We'll focus on where the eyes go, where the drishti lands today. And see if you can do it from a place that's not about like rigid discipline or rigid self-control, but it's really about taking care of yourself. It's really about gathering and collecting and directing your energy skillfully. Look forward, lift the heels on empty lunge. So exhale, exhale completely, and then step or hop to the top. Halfway stretch, it's where you breathe in. Eyes are about a foot in front of the toes. Forward fold, breathe out, look toward your belly or your knees. Rise with the inhale. Eyes come up slightly or maybe toward the ceiling. Take it right back down as you exhale. Notice where the eyes go. Halfway stretch, breathe in. Keep the drishti, step back and lower all the way down or halfway on your exhale. Cobra or up dog. On the inhale, push into the tops of the feet. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Stay here, breathe in. Breathe out. We'll get to the top together and then one round on your own. So lungs are empty. Step or hop. And then keep moving through your sun salute. See how smooth you can move here. How deliberate you can be with where your eyes are, where your focus is. So the drishti, the gaze point, is a very real thing, right? Where our eyes are, but it's also a metaphor for where the focus is. For me right now, for my practice, I'm really focusing on having my own back, being kind to myself, not beating myself up, mentally and physically. Take a breath in, down dog, or pop right back to the top of the mat. Meet up in a chair pose. First chair pose, feel free to bring your feet about hip distance. I find that works a little bit better in my body. And then imagine that you've got a block between your knees or your thighs. If you do have a foam block, you could absolutely use that here. Reach the arms forward or bring the hands to the heart if that feels better in your shoulders today. Set the eyes again to one spot on the horizon. We're here for 3 more deep breaths. So see if you can move the inhales a little bit bigger. Let the exhales be super long, smooth, maybe even pursed lips exhale. 2 more big breaths. One more. Fold forward on your exhale. Halfway stretch, take a breath in. Flow through your vinyasa. We'll meet up in downward facing dog. We set up a new flow. You can always skip that little push up and this up dog. Straight into down dog, or maybe take a child's pose along the way. When you're in down dog, inhale the right leg back behind you. First time, let's bend the right knee, externally open the right hip, and then move around through your right foot. Curl the toes in, circle the ankles, or really connect to that foot. The more connected we are to the feet, the more that chain of command from the feet all the way up through the legs, to the core. Re-extend the right leg, take a breath in. Right foot steps forward, shift all the way into the right foot, find standing splits, left leg comes up. And keep the fingers tented for some support of that balance, or maybe you start to bring the hands to the right calf or ankle, maybe just one hand. We're gonna find warrior one, step the left foot down, back behind you, and then reach the arms up, wrist right over the hips. Root down into the big toe mound of your right foot. Take a full inhale here. We're gonna lighten the chest and then row the arms, narrow row back. So the arms are in close to the body, maybe the elbows are pretty close to the hip creases here. Keep pushing through both feet. Press straight down through the ball of the right foot and down through the knife edge of the left. Left calf might be talking to you a little bit here. Keep your foundation, reach the arms forward, big inhale. We're gonna find warrior two to the back of the mat. So start to lift up, maybe bring the hands to heart center, pivot the toes, and then bend into your left knee, opening the arms out. The left knee is tracking the left second or third toe, pressing through the knife edge of your right foot. Flip the left palm toward the ceiling, reverse your warrior or sky if you're outside. Stay long through the left side body, keep anchoring into your lunge. From here, we're gonna find a side lunge or a skandasana toward the top. So start to straighten the left leg, bend into the right knee. Maybe the fingertips come down for a little bit of support here, or you can bring your hips down into skandasana. Do what feels kind and effective to your knees. Where can you stay engaged and safe in the muscles? Where do the joints feel real stable? We'll find a dragonfly twist either from your skandasana or from your side lunge. So right toes turn forward, left hand under left shoulder, reach the right arm up. Go really long through the spine. See if you can find a little bit more space here. Stay right where you are, or you can start to play around with tenting the left fingers, maybe floating the left hand. From Dragonfly Twist, we're gonna find Crescent Lunge. Inhale, bring the chest forward and the arms up. And get the hands, step back and flow through your Vinyasa. Slow, controlled, deliberate movement here. And when you land in your down dog, left leg lifts. Bend the left knee, externally open through that hip. Find some movement in the left foot. Curl the toes, circle through the ankle. And see if you can really work into every little nook and cranny. It's easy for us to get pretty disconnected with our feet. One of the best things about yoga is that we're barefoot. Re-extend the leg, breathe in. Step the left foot forward, shift the weight, standing splits. Right leg comes up. You can play around here with your drishti. I like to look down toward my left toes or my left ankle. Maybe work on bringing one or both hands to the left ankle. Steady, step the right foot to the back of the mat, warrior one. Press through the left big toe mound, lift the arms up, and swivel the hips gently toward the front. You're squaring up the hips. Nice deep inhale, grow long through the side body. Hinge at the hips, narrow row into that lightning warrior variation here. So the back is still super duper straight. Make sure you're not dumping into the low back here. And think about the core as like a cylinder. So it's not just the abdominals, the front of your trunk. We've got these muscles alongside the spine. We're working on engaging as well. We've got the obliques on the sides. Reach the arms forward. So full trunk engagement here. Probably the legs are feeling it pretty thoroughly as well. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And then bring the hands to heart center as you transition warrior two to the back. Set the drishti, set the eyes over the right fingertips once you land. And then see if you can feel where your shoulders are in space. Maybe move the shoulders a bit side to side and find that spot where they feel relatively centered. Flip the right palm, Reverse your warrior. Keep anchoring into your lunge. Anchor into the right foot, the right leg. And then lift the right side of the ribs away from the right hip crease. Big, deep inhale. Skandasana or side lunge to the top. Come back to your breathing. Start to build those little pauses in at the top of the in-breath and the bottom of the out-breath. Whenever I feel like my body getting fatigued or my mind really wandering, build that little pause back in and do wonders for focus. Make sure the teeth are not clenched here. From Skandasana or from your side lunge, transition, Dragonfly Twist. Squeeze the muscle to the bone of that back leg. Lift the muscles behind the right knee, up, 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 and then grow long through the spine. Maybe tent or float the right hand. Got real long arms like me. If you try and float that hand, sometimes the spine comes out of alignment. You can bend the elbow. You do a little wave. So goofy. All right, Crescent Lunge. Inhale, reach up, up, up. Pull the ribs away from the pelvis. And then plant your hands, step it back, and flow through. We'll meet in downward facing dog. We're going to put that all together, one breath, one motion. Add maybe a little extra. Let's start at the top of the mat though. So lift the heels when you're ready. Exhale to drop completely. And then step, or maybe you try a little hop to the top. Halfway stretch, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Take it right into your chair pose. Inhale. Lightning chair. Let's do that little row. So lightning chair variation with a narrow row. The arms are pretty close to the body here. Keep the hips low. Inhale it to chair. Exhale, pull it back. 2 more. Last one like this. Reach forward. We're going to take a wide but alternating arm. So wide arm row. Bring that elbow back and then forward, back and then forward. Feel free to rotate the torso a little bit, but think about rotating the ribs as opposed to rotating a ton through that shoulder. Pull, like you're pulling a really heavy rope that's attached to something out in front of you. Pull and squeeze. So can you generate a little bit of muscular force, a little bit of muscular effort? More really from your mind. Like imagine that you're pulling a really heavy, like you're trying to tow a truck or something ridiculous. Get a little squeeze there. The next time you've reached back to the right, go ahead and take that open arm twist. See if you can bring the shoulders just a little bit more over the hips here. We're going to stand all the way up, reach the arms up. Inhale. Take it back into that narrow row. Exhale. 3 like that. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Arms forward, palms touch. Left elbow wide, right elbow wide for 5. For 4. Generating force from the inside. Last 3. 2. Left elbow stays back and then stretch all the way open into your open arm twist. On your inhale, stand all the way up. Woo. Forward fold, let that go. Halfway stretch here, pause for a moment. Option to set up in crow pose. I like to plant the hands underneath the shoulders and then maybe swivel your feet back, lift the heels. This could be a great place to stay. Shift the weight toward the hands, really grip the mat with your fingertips. Maybe you start to bend the elbows a little bit and bring the knees right underneath the underarms. You can lift one set of toes, the other set of toes. That's where I am for today. I can tell my body does not really want to take the full crow, and that is fine. This version is perfect for how I feel today. Always, always trying to meet yourself where you are. Wherever you are, take a breath in, and then work your way through to downward facing dog. You might hop back to chaturanga. You might just step straight into your downward facing dog. Maybe you're taking a breather in child's pose. From downward facing dog, 1 breath, 1 motion with a little bit extra. So right leg up on an inhale. Right foot forward, shift the weight completely as you exhale. Standing splits, lift the left leg, breathe in. We're gonna find a little Shiva squat. Bring the left knee to the right calf. Try and send your right knee back a little bit so it's not way forward over the right toes here. Nothing wrong necessarily with having it forward. You're gonna get a little bit more hamstring and glute if you can bring that knee back a bit. Standing split, inhale. Shiva squat, exhale. Keep moving just like that. Not so much about speed, unless that's what you're working on today. Yoga is a great opportunity to work on resistance training. You want to make sure that you're generating muscular contraction instead of necessarily moving around with a bunch of momentum. The next time you're in your standing splits, go ahead and pause, big breath in, exhale the left foot to the back. Warrior one, inhale the arms up, hinge forward, narrow row in that lightning warrior on your exhale. Reach the arms forward, big breath in. Veer a two to the back of the mat. Ooh, as you breathe out, a little wobbly there. Reverse your warrior, inhale. Side lunge or skandasana to the top as you exhale. Full breath in. Stay for the breath out. Dragonfly twist. Inhale, lift the right arm, maybe float the left fingers. Exhale, backstroke that right arm, and then inhale into your crescent lunge. Here's where we're gonna add on. Bring your hands to your heart. Rotate the torso to the right, and then hinge forward, left elbow outside of right thigh. Make a connection, maybe take a moment to make sure that connection is really a good one. And then press the left elbow into the outside of the right thigh as you push the right thigh back into the left elbow. Keep rooting down into the right big toe mound. We're gonna find a single leg mountain here. So shift the weight to the front foot, arms come up, left knee lifts into the chest. I've been working on this for like 6 weeks and it's still a hard transition. Exhale, hands to your heart, both feet down, find a little squat here. Inhale, lift the knee and the arms. Exhale, little squat. Keep going like that. So try not to put a bunch of weight in the left foot, really just loading the right. If you need a little bit more, you can add a jump. I will do one just to show you. I'm not feeling it today. So little hop and then up. Little hop and then lift the knee. We're here for 3. For 2, meet me with your left knee lifted and the arms up on 1. Breathe in. Airplane as you breathe out. Level through the hips and the pelvis. Breathe and find some space in the chest and the lower back. And step it into reverse warrior here. Knife edge of the left foot. Inhale the right arm up. Cartwheel your hands to the top. Keep the right knee bent. We're gonna go straight into your wild thing here. So follow the right foot back behind you. Inhale, right arm lifts. Right hand down, exhale, right knee, right elbow. Tick-tock the knee side to side for 5. Push the mat away for 4. Hips in line with the shoulders. 3, 2, wild thing on 1. Inhale, heel open. Chaturanga. Through your vinyasa to down dog. The whole thing on the left. Here we go. Left leg up on an inhale. Left foot forward as you exhale. Weight shifts. Standing splits. Breathe in. Shiva squat. Pause for the first one on this side. Notice where your left knee is in relationship to the left toes and ankle. If it feels possible, send it back. See if you can light up the back of the left thigh. And if it feels great on the knee to be forward, that's fine too. Standing splits, inhale. Shiva squat, exhale. Keep going. For 3. For 2, generating some of that internal resistance. Last one, standing splits, kick it up. Step the right foot to the back. Make sure that right foot's all the way down. Then find warrior 1. Inhale. Lightning, narrow row. Exhale. Reach forward, breathe in. Warrior two to the back as you exhale, eyes land. Reverse warrior, inhale. Side lunge or skandasana at the top as you exhale. We've got a full cycle of breath. Stay for the exhale. Dragonfly twist. Inhale up and open. Backstroke that left arm as you exhale. The right heel's already lifted. Straight to your crescent lunge. Breathe in. Hands to the heart. A little pause. Find some refinement in your foundation. Some length in the spine. Rotate the chest to the left. Hinge. And then catch the outside of the left thigh with the right knee. Make sure that connection is good. And then dynamic tension. So push right elbow against left knee and left knee into right elbow. So much that neither are moving. So they're equally pressing one against the other. And if I just a one leg mountain, maybe, or I'm gonna wobble my way up there. Reach the arms up, ooh, lift the right leg up, breathe in. Wide foot or like hips distance foot squat, hands to the heart as you breathe out. Inhale, right knee and arms. Exhale, take it into your squat. Try and keep the load mostly in that left leg. So that right foot is just touching down, like you're landing on, I don't know, like a foam cloud or something, or that right foot's just grazing the surface of water. Option to add your little hop. So it's a little hop before you lift again. For 3, meet me in your one leg mountain in 2 and 1. Breathe in. Airplane as you breathe out. Catch the breath here. Make some little adjustments so that you can find that solid foundation. Soften through your left knee so you're not locking that leg out. Push into the floor with your left foot. Reverse your warrior. Heel open on an inhale. Cartwheel the hands. Keep the left knee bent. Wild thing right away. Breathe in. Left knee, left elbow. Tick tock that knee side to side for 5, 4, 3, 2. Back to wild thing in 1. Inhale. Vinyasa through your flow. Check in, how are you doing? Still coming from that space of self-care. Take a huge breath in and down dog. Soften the jaw, open the mouth, let it go. Look toward the top, lift the heels. Empty the breath, step or hop. Halfway stretch, breathe in. Forward fold as you breathe out. Chair pose on the inhale. 3 times, narrow row on the exhale. Pump the breath. First lifts, exhales are really helpful. Actually helps activate the core. Palms together here. Bring the right elbow into that wide row and then stretch it all the way back. Take a breath in. See if you can sink a little lower on your breath out. Either come back to chair or stand all the way up. Inhale. Narrow row 3 times. Exhale. So take it back into your chair. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Palms together. Breathe in. Left elbow this time. Take it all the way back. Full cycle of breath. Sit a little bit lower. Back to center. Maybe you straighten the legs. Inhale. Forward fold on that exhale. Halfway stretch. Breathe in. Step or float it back. We've got 1 more round of that flow. Just as needed. Move at your own pace. Inhale, the right leg comes up. Exhale, step it forward. Come straight to warrior 1 this time. Breathe in. Narrow row as you breathe out. Reach forward. Inhale. To the back. Warrior 2. Exhale. Reverse warrior. Heel open and fill up. Side lunge or skandasana to the top just for the exhale. Dragonfly twist. So we're moving pretty quickly, but make sure you're still in control. Breathe in. Backstroke that right arm as you breathe out. Lift the chest. Crescent lunge. Finish the breath. Prayer twist as you empty. Right away, left knee up, arms up, single-legged mountain. Breathe in. Little baby chair as you breathe out. Go for 5, 4, 3, 2, meet me in your single leg mountain. Inhale back to airplane. If you're watching, I skipped the last one. Exhale, step the left foot, reverse your warrior, breathe in. Cartwheel the hands, keep the front knee bent. Last time, wild thing, inhale. Right hand down, right knee tick-tocks for 10, 9. Keep lifting the low belly up in toward the back of the body. Last 3, 2, wild thing on 1, inhale. Flow through your vinyasa or go straight to downward facing dog. Pick any variation that you need. Left leg lifts, inhale it up. Step forward straight into warrior 1. Lightning with a row on the exhale. Reach the arms forward, deep breath in. To the back of your 2 as you breathe out. Reverse warrior, inhale. Skandasana or side lunge at the top, just for the exhale. Dragonfly twist, fill up, find some space here as you breathe in. Backstroke the left arm as you breathe out. Crescent lunge, inhale. Prayer twist just for your exhale. Ooh, almost there, right knee comes up. Inhale into that single leg mountain. And then take it low into your squat and high into your balance for 5, 4, 3, 2, single leg mountain on 1. Deep breath in. Shoot it back, airplane as you breathe out. Reverse your warrior, last little bit, inhale. Cartwheel the hands, keep the front knee bent. Wild thing. Full breath here, lift up. Exhale, left hand down, left knee, left elbow. Tick-tock that knee side to side. With all you've got, push the hands down, push the base of the thumb down, push the finger pads down, shoulders are right over the wrists. Last 3, 2, 1, wild thing, inhale, and then child's pose. You can transition through another vinyasa if you want, child's pose or seated meditation. If you're in seated meditation with me, let the hands fall into the lap or onto the knees. And just notice how the body feels here. Bring your awareness to spaces that have maybe some tension, spaces that have heat, right? Does the skin have a little sheen or more than a little sheen, a little sweat? Notice the sensation of the breath. There's nothing that you need to do in particular with the breath. There's no prescribed way to be or to breathe right here. Just notice. If you're not in a seated meditation, go ahead and work your way there. Or if seated meditation does not feel like a place where you can find some sense of centeredness, and choose a different posture. My favorite meditation posture is laying down. Just bringing the awareness into your body, wherever it is. So maybe your body is sitting on the floor, maybe your body lying on your mat. Feel all of those points of physical contact between you and the surface that's holding you. And decide right here that everything that you did, everything that you didn't do up until this point, the intention really was around taking care of yourself, around kindness. If you feel like you fell short anywhere, trust that it was a learning opportunity. We all fall short all of the time, myself probably more than most. Ready, make your way onto your back. Got a couple bridge poses, spinal twist, and then a Shavasana. So bring the knees into the chest, circle the knees, massage through the hips and the low back and the sacrum. And then when you're ready, step the feet down about hips distance apart. Bring the arms down by the sides, palms face down here. Push the palms down. Feel the upper back engage a little bit before you lift the hips. So see if you can find some of those muscles that we found at the very, very, very beginning. And then the lats as well, so the sides, the back. Push the feet down, tuck the tailbone toward the knees, lift up. And clench through the jaw. Unfurrow the brows. You've got your eyebrows knit together here, so you can soften or maybe even close the eyes gently. And then lower the hips down slowly. Inhale the arms back up over your head. Exhale the hips up, the palms to the sides. Slow, slow, slow. Inhale, big stretch, lower the hips. Exhale, palms to the side, lift up. Take a couple more like this, slowing it down, letting the nervous system start to kind of clear out some of the stress hormones that we build up when we're moving quickly or really squeezing through the muscles, slowing things down. If it would feel good to stay in bridge or even to come up into wheel for a breath or two, own your own practice, meet yourself where you are, and then lower the hips down, cross the right knee over the left knee, swivel the hips a little bit to the left, and then drop the knees, swivel the hips to the right, and then drop the knees to the left, do that backwards. Either way works, but I have a preference of right knee over left, so if I mess that up royally, if you're in your twist, great. But if that got real confused for you, right knee over left knee, shimmy the hips to the right a little bit, and then drop the knees to the left. You can T or cactus the right arm. It feels nice, let your chin nod over toward your right shoulder. And then use the breath again to find a little bit more space through the belly, through the chest. Bring your head through neutral, take a breath in. And then untangle your knees, coming back to the center. Take a breath here, bring one hand to your belly, one hand to your chest. When you're ready, left knee over right knee. Hips over to the left, knees over to the right. At this point in your practice, really doing a little quality control check of your thoughts. So affirming that you did enough, you are enough, deciding that this practice was about taking care of yourself. And as you start to rebound from your yoga practice today, really giving your body permission to process all of your effort in a way that's going to be beneficial. Bring the head through neutral, take a breath in, unwind everything. And then one leg at a time, one arm at a time, stretch out into a Shavasana. If Shavasana, traditional on your back, doesn't fit for any reason today, you can lie on your side, you can lie on your front, come to a seat. Even stand up, you can take Shavasana standing, but the goal here is to bring the body into a state of rest and relative stillness. That might take a minute, so if you need to shift around a little bit, shimmy the shoulders. See if you can bring some awareness into the surface that you're resting on, wherever your body's touching that still floor underneath you, and let that stillness kind of seep upward through the mat, through the floor, into your body. The breath come into whatever rhythm is natural. See if you can just let the muscles melt, the back of the head, neck, shoulders. Be here for about 30 seconds and call us out together to close. If you know you want to stay longer, you can leave the video or shut the video off and linger here for as long as it feels right. You're on your back with me, bring the legs together. Point the feet, point the toes away from you, push the heels down, feel the legs engaged. Interlace your fingers and then stretch the arms back over your head, pressing the palms away from you. Feel the muscles, the whole body start to engage a little bit. Full long body stretch here, big, huge inhale. Open your mouth. Take your time to work up to a seat. Be patient with the body. See if you can keep moving in a way that feels kind, that feels skillful. So kind doesn't resonate for you. Like being kind to your body just feels, I don't know, goofy or whatever. So you think about moving in a way that's skillful. Bring one hand to your heart, whether you want to take an Anjali Mudra or really bring a palm over the heart space and then cover it with the other hand. Feel into that connection, whatever connection you created between your thumbs and your heart, or your palms and your chest. When you're ready, you can blink your eyes open. Have a great rest of your day. Stay hydrated. It's great to have you here.